Welcome to Sociology Vibes, where we simplify challenging ideas into easy to understand insights. Today, our focus is on the sociological explanation of the concepts related to urbanization. We will explore the sociology behind suburbs, exurbs, metropolis, and megalopolis, which are all related to how societies grow. Urbanization is the process by which an increasing number of the population in society live in cities and urban regions rather than in geographic rural areas. Sociologists study the movement of people from rural to urban areas and how this impacts social life. Examples of the topics related to the study of urban life include access to resources, social inequalities, access to opportunities, and even the social identities of people. The city is defined as a densely populated area where people live and work and have access to resources to meet their needs, including jobs and housing, government services, healthcare, education, businesses, and entertainment. High population densities in cities mean that people live near each other. Cities have diverse populations and opportunities. Challenges include high cost of living, congestion, and social inequalities. Due to these challenges and the level of interaction between strangers, city life can sometimes feel emotionally distant, lonely, and stressful. As the populations of cities grow, people move out of urban centers into developing suburbs just outside of the main city. Suburbanization refers to people moving from cities to areas just outside of cities, and today over half of all people in the United States do live in suburbs. In the United States, suburbs expanded very rapidly during the mid-20th century as masses purchased cars, highways were built, and the government implemented housing policies that benefited white middle-class families. People moving to suburbs tend to view them as quiet and safe, family-friendly and family-orientated, less dense and more car-dependent. The impact of historic racist redlining policies that benefited whites over non-whites still linger in contemporary society when it comes to income inequalities and racial segregation, including segregated neighborhoods and schools. Sociologists study how suburban life shapes access to quality schools, safety, access to green spaces, health outcomes, and employment opportunities. In suburbs, people have less opportunities to interact and form relationships and bonds with people from diverse backgrounds. Exurbs are the most outer edges of suburbs and the most distant from the urbanization of main cities. They are less densely populated and have a mix of suburban and small-town rural atmospheres. People who move to exurbs tend to be priced out of the high cost of housing in cities and suburbs, and they often enjoy lower-cost housing and more space. However, they also tend to commute long distances to work. Exurbs emerged as urban sprawl expanded. Sociologists study the changes in lifestyles, opportunities, challenges, and how these migration trends affect society at large. A metropolis is a large major city and the surrounding suburbs and exurbs that connect to it and surround it. A metropolis has a core, largely populated city, and all three, the core city, its suburbs, and exurbs, share an infrastructure, including transportation, services, and an economy. Places like Los Angeles, Chicago, Phoenix, and Seattle are examples of metropolis regions that act as power centers for businesses, politics, and culture. Now, a megalopolis is defined as the connection of multiple metropolitan areas. As a metropolis continues to rapidly grow due to urban sprawl, they begin to connect and to form a megalopolis, which looks like one massive and continuous urban geographic area. Boston to Washington, D.C., or Chicago to Pittsburgh, and Los Angeles to San Diego were three examples of a megalopolis. These large geographic areas house millions of people, all linked by highways, trains, and economic networks. Sociologists study megalopolises to explore how this kind of growth affects both the social and natural environments, traffic and transportation access, cost and type of housing, regional public policies, and social inequalities, including income segregation. Understanding urbanization and urban sprawl helps us to think critically about social change, lifestyles, and access to resources. This includes how societal trends, for example, economic conditions, social inequalities, and government public policies, influence the migration patterns of people. The growing family will make decisions based on the affordability of housing, access to quality schools, and green spaces for their children, and might make sacrifices by moving into a suburb, an exurb, which with a trade-off having longer commutes to work, for example. And this consequently impacts family dynamics and relationships as time becomes a precious resource and can contribute to family conflicts and stressors. During the COVID-19 pandemic, some people migrated from cities to exurbs and rural areas because they were able to work remotely. Some of these positions remained remote following the pandemic and have changed the feel of vibrant life in the downtown areas of cities, as many commercial and business districts struggle with empty offices and high leases. Observing these continual changes gives us an insight into how social changes affect social life. And this makes sociology fascinating, don't you think? Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment below with your thoughts, questions, or any topics you'd like us to explore next. Let's keep the conversation going and our community growing. See you in the next Sociology Vibes video.